Welcome, everybody. Welcome to today's show. Thank you very much for being here. This is X1 the Gamer. How are you doing? Welcome, everybody. Thank you very much for being here. Oh, it's Wednesday. It's hump day. Happy hump day, everybody. I'm just catching up on chat here. Reactor League had a question. Welcome, everybody. First of all, Reactor League is here in the house. Arcalo is here in the house as well. Who else? Jesse, James, Guns is here. Nothing. Phase Rebirth. Thank you very much, guys, for joining me. We've got a lot to go over today. We're actually going to be reacting to the new Steam hardware, which I think is fantastic, but I think there's a lot of hypocrisy out there about it. The same people praising Steam's move for openness criticized Xbox for making literally the exact same move. So it's really interesting. We're going to go over it. We're going to analyze it. We're going to talk about it, maybe discuss why. But just catching up on chat, Reactor League says... Reactor League was talking about the ROG Xbox Ally, and he said, been kind of out of loop that new ROG doesn't install Xbox games to play natively. Does it? You're talking about the ROG Xbox Ally X. Hold on, I have mine down here today. I've got mine today. Hold on one second. Boom, check it out. I've got it in my case. Oh, baby. I love this case. Actually, I like never not put it in the case. Like, imagine dropping this thing. Would not be fun. Would not be. Oh, could you imagine? $1,000. Here it is. Here it is, baby. Here it is. So what was the question here? It doesn't. Hold on one second. Meaning it's either. Okay, hold on one second. Been kind of out of loop. That new ROG says Reactor League doesn't install Xbox games to play natively. Does it? It does. It actually does. Reactor League meaning it's still either Steam cloud-based Xbox gaming on the new handheld, right? No. Now, I think where maybe you're reading that, Reactor League, is it's not the console version of the game. It's the PC version of the game, but it's on, if you have Xbox Play Anywhere, for instance, all the Xbox games are on here. So for instance, I'm playing Ninja Gaiden 4 natively on this. I'm not streaming at all. Now you can stream. The game that I've been testing on stream the most is Cyberpunk 2077. That's what I've been streaming to this. It's the stream improvements are legit. It has been streaming legit. It's not sort of. It's exactly what Steam is doing. That's what I find. I think the way it's being framed is, well, these aren't Xbox games. Well, they are Xbox. They are Xbox games. All the games that I can play on Xbox, I can play on here. If I buy a game on Xbox, I can play it on here. This is the Xbox. Like that's how this is working. Now that doesn't mean that it's optimized for this device. That's different. However, even the ones that don't have the optimized tag, the curated ones, because that is just like on Steam Deck, for instance, it'll say optimized for Steam Deck. This has that same feature, optimized for handhelds. Although almost every game that I'm playing that's not optimized for handhelds plays perfectly fine. It's usually not optimized for things like text and stuff, but I've not experienced any problems with even those games. So I am loving this device. It is pricey. However, it has changed the way that I game. I'll give you a prime example. Last night I was playing Arc Raiders. I played it for like 2 hours last night. Was on my Series X playing. Then I got off. I was having some internet problems for some reason. I don't know. I kept getting kicked from the party, so I was like, well, all right, whatever. I'll just log off. And then I was like, you know what? I still want to play. So I was laying on the couch. I fired up Arc Raiders on this bad boy, and I was playing it straight on this bad boy. Has all my saves, the whole shot. I didn't have to buy it twice. Bought it on my Xbox, playing natively, downloaded on here. And then I switched over. I did a few rounds in Arc Raiders on this, laying on the couch. And then I was like, you know what? I really need to hit a single-player game, and I need to beat a single-player game. Ninja Gaiden 4, fired that bad boy back up, again, natively on this device. Now, that game dropped day one optimized, and that game runs swimmingly on the ROG Xbox Ally X. So, yeah, it's definitely not for everybody. I will say this, though. I have I fully expected after I bought this, I was like, well, it's $1,000. Will I get my money's worth out of it? I don't know. I'll probably have buyer's remorse eventually. I probably end up won't playing it. No, I have played it more than I expected. And every day I'm only playing it more. And I don't even, no buyer's remorse at all. Now, that's not saying that that's going to be everyone's situation. But, hold on, I want to put it somewhere. I put it like on the edge of my desk there, and it was going to fall. It was going to fall down. So I definitely don't want to do that. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of misinformation out there, and it's people. But just go look up any reviews. Everybody that I'm seeing is saying the same thing, is having the same experience that I'm having. This has brought me this sense of freedom. I can download Steam games on here. I can play, any PC game I want, Epic Games, Blizzard games, the Game Pass games, the whole shot. And it's not just a streaming device. It can stream. Every game you can download natively. And every game so far I have download gaming or natively, with the exception of Cyberpunk 2077. Like I said, that one I've just been testing as a stream. But I've got Forza Motorsport. I've got Forza Horizon on there. I got both Octopath Travelers because I think I want to play through Octopath Travelers. They're such long games. But I want to play through both of those before Octopath Traveler 0 drops. I'm really digging what I'm seeing from Octopath Traveler 0. So I have both of those on there. I've got Ninja Gaiden 4 on there. I've got Football Manager 26 that just dropped. That one I downloaded the other day. I'm really looking forward to that. Everybody's saying that the new Football Manager is legitimate, that it's hitting it hard. So and it's made some updates and changes. So I'm really looking forward to playing that. Again, though, everything is native there. So absolutely. Renee Luna is here in the house. Xbox gamer since day one, with the ROG giving me more freedom through Steam. Won't be going anywhere. X1 gamer. How are you, my friend Renee Luna? Welcome. Doing good. Reactor League says, I do have the Steam Deck and the original ROG, so it's talking myself into it. Oh, dude, you're like a collector. This is not your first rodeo, for sure. If you've got the original ROG, so Jordan the Man has the original ROG, and we do comparisons. It's definitely a step up, but I mean, you already have that and the Steam Deck, so I don't know that you necessarily need this. This was my first jump into it. I will say, the thing between the original ROG and this bad boy is those controller handles. Even Jordan the Man is like, oh my goodness, I need that. It just fits in your hand well. This is how all of them should be in the future. The flat ones, I just don't think works. I think the controller handles is the superior way to experience it, in my opinion. It just is. Red Dead Panda Gaming says the ROG Xbox handheld is fantastic. I upgraded to 4 terabytes, says Gabriel. Well done, good sir. 4 terabytes. Whoa. That's what I'm going to do. When I upgrade, I'm upgrading the SSD. I am not using, I don't understand the use of micro SD cards. They're so slow in this thing. Why would I? And they're the same price. 4 terabytes for the micro SD card versus 4 terabytes for the internal NVMe SSD. The NVMe SSD is actually like $20 cheaper at 4 terabytes. Why not upgrade to the 4 terabytes? Gabriel, the nice thing about the X is it's got 2 terabytes, and I've yet to max it out. Like, it's plenty for now. Granted, I don't have any giant titles on there like a Call of Duty or a Red Dead Redemption, but I should actually download Red Dead Redemption on there. Ooh, I just got a little aroused. Satanist says, I need to stop slacking and finally start the Octopath Series 2. So I started, and I got pretty well into Octopath 1. I just never finished it. So my goal is to go back through and finish. You guys want to see something cool that I started? Actually, check out this bad boy. This, ladies and gentlemen, this is my gaming journal. I have been, every time I play, I'm writing it down. I'm documenting it. I'm writing notes, taking notes on how I feel, stuff. I'm really trying to get a good format. It's helped me with a few things. Number one, it's helped me to like deliberately play games in a way that I think has enhanced my gameplay. to notice stuff and to take notes. It's also, I'm tracking the time on my gameplay, so I'm trying to get at least 15 hours a week so that and a variety of games. So I want single player games, I want the latest Game Pass games to try out, and then I've got my ongoing multiplayer games here. But I picked this up and I was like, okay, I'm going to come up with a way for me to document this. So I'm still tweaking it, but I'm loving it. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Absolutely. There is something there that I'm really looking into, just about being deliberate about gaming and how to do it properly. So, but stay tuned. Stay tuned. I'm going to tweak that, work it out over time. If you've not yet, join us over at The Reset, theresetgg.com. Join theresetgg.com. Let me actually drop that in chat because the Reset GG. I forgot you got to type in the. I always do Reset GG. No. It's the Reset GG. There it is. This is my newsletter, but we talk about really gaming and mental health. People that are work from home and mental health. If you're a content creator and mental health, it's something I'm passionate about. It's something I put together. My wife is actually a mental health therapist, so I developed a worksheet with her. But that's actually why I started this, and I'm really trying to tweak it. But I just share a weekly newsletter on the things I'm trying out. So at some point we will talk about this journal, but come and join it. Come check it out. I'm very passionate. But what is my last post here? My last post was last week. It's feeling alone online, 5 steps to reconnect. And a lot of this is just my personal experience. So please, if it's something you're interested in, if it's something that you can relate to, come and join us. All right. So today, everybody, on today's show, we have got a big one. Kenta Wilson is here in the house. Has loved this show. Kenta, thank you very much. Appreciate you, brother. We've got a big one tonight. We've got the Valve announcement, which I think is shaking the internet, and rightfully so. I really like what Valve is doing here. I like the this is the future, absolutely. So Valve dropped new hardware: the Steam Machine, Steam Controller, and Steam Frame VR. VR, I'm not super concerned with. I'll just be perfectly honest. I think VR is going to happen eventually. I don't think it's a mainstay. I think most people. I think it's a nice side thing. I think it's a great experience. Don't get me wrong. So media and influencers are calling it revolutionary, but here's the catch. And I have a video dropping on this tomorrow. They're praising Valve for doing the exact same thing Xbox has been doing, and Xbox has been doing for years. And they're criticizing. In fact, I went and double checked. I've got a video dropping on this tomorrow, so make sure you check it out. I went and double checked. Some of the people who have been so harsh on Xbox going multi-platform, this idea of gaming anywhere, this hybrid console, this is going to be ridiculous. Today with Valve, we're like, this is genius. What Valve is doing is genius. Like, guys, I can literally put those posts side by side like this. So we're going to talk about why. I've also got a poll that we're going to recap today. I don't even think I pulled up the poll where I asked about what do you guys want from a console hybrid experience with the next generation of Xbox. Thus proving, by the way, this poll was put up last week. Oh no, it was put up a few days ago before the Valve announcement, proving that this is something, guys, that Xbox has been talking about for a long time, and the media, for the most part, has been smashing them. Now, some of that is self-imposed. Xbox's PR has not been great. That's what their messaging has been wrong. They kind of fixed that today. Phil Spencer was back on Twitter, and I've been saying forever, the Xbox leadership needs to get off Blue Sky and back on Twitter. They've been on Blue Sky because Microsoft owns a stake in Blue Sky, and they were only retweeting. Phil Spencer actually tweeted out today, and I've been saying what Xbox has been missing is they've been allowing the silence to do the talking for them. And so everybody's saying whatever they want to say. All you have to do is come over as the leadership at Xbox and put forward your positive vision. Guess what Phil Spencer did today? He did that today. He does follow me on Twitter, everybody. Legit. Go check. Go verify for yourself. Maybe he saw my recommendations. I was tweeting about that a while ago. Like, guys, you got to be here because the silence is letting people run amok. Run amok, I tell you. Run amok. By the way, saying amok is a ton of fun. So we're going to go over that poll where we broke down what people are looking for in the next Xbox if you blend PC and a console into one platform. What is the most important thing to you? Go vote on the poll if you haven't checked it out yet. And then we're going to go over some tweets, some foolish tweets from people. And as usual, there are definitely some foolish ones. So we jump into the poll first because, again, this has been an ongoing talking point, and I think it's actually kind of a perfect segue here. I have it on the wrong screen. Here we go. It's kind of a perfect segue, in my opinion, into the Valve discussion here. You can see it. We posted this 2 days ago on Monday when we were talking about the hybrid console, the next generation of Xbox, and what's happening there. And some people have been messaging me like, I don't want a hybrid console. And I think what you're getting is and was it PC Gamer? No, it wasn't PC Gamer. It was PC World, because PC Gamer is one of the tweets that we're going over today. Let me tell you, they made a tweet that makes stupid people look smart. That's the tweet that they made. And so it was PC World, and PC World said in their review that it's the options, the possibilities of PC, about the ROG Xbox Ally. They reviewed it, and they said it's the possibilities of a PC with the simpleness of a console, right? The ease of access of a console. And I think that's genius. I think that's exactly the goal there, and that's what Xbox is going for going forward. I think that's what Valve is doing now with their Valve machine as well. What I have and I like it. I think that's the right move. I actually think Valve's move here validates Xbox strategy. And I think I've been saying this forever. In a world where the walled gardens are broken and everybody else has this open gameplay model, and even the hybrid PC console model now, PlayStation cannot keep the walled garden. I've been saying that for forever. It's going to be inevitable that PlayStation has to make the same move. I got a video dropping tomorrow on that. Make sure you guys check it out. But let's jump into this poll. So this is the poll. If Xbox is blending console and PC into one platform, what's most important to you? Console level simplicity got 57%. PC level freedom and customization got 23%. Cross-device performance and saves got 15%. Affordable portable access to Game Pass only got 5%. So the price, I think this is why. Just look at this poll. So this poll is this channel, 757 votes so far. So it's not our largest poll. This channel is primarily people into Xbox and the ROG Xbox Ally X. I genuinely, before this, I thought for sure console level simplicity was going to be number one. It came in at number one. I thought number two was going to be affordability. I did. I think that affordability is a big thing. If this poll, let's take this poll out and pretend that we scaled it up. If these numbers match up scale wise, it makes sense why Xbox is saying their next generation of Xbox is going to be a premium device. And I was against the price tag that came in at the ROG Xbox Ally X. I think what it proved though is a premium price point gets you premium hardware. That premium hardware gives you a good experience. That good experience gives you rave reviews across everywhere, thus, giving you the shine to your brand, giving you a positive reception. And I think that could be the case. If only 5% people care about the affordability aspect here, and you scale that up, you scale that out, and that remains true. Granted, this is about Game Pass specifically, but you scale that out. You can see why Xbox is saying, hey, we got to be premium. The next generation is going to be a premium experience, a premium console. Makes sense. We'll see if they're right. We'll see if that is right. It proved to be right so far for the ROG Xbox Ally X. It's still sold out. The minute it goes back on shelves, it gets sold out as well. So that's it. I think overall what this shows is the console level simplicity. If you can get that and combine it with the options of PC, the customization that PC has, it's game over. And if Xbox can figure it out, I think it's game over. You combine that with Game Pass and the Game Pass subscription, and I think it's game over. That's what we've been talking about forever. Interesting poll, though. If you haven't voted on it yet, go make sure you vote on it. In fact, let's hit refresh. We have 757 since we brought this up. Did anybody vote? Nope, still 757. Make sure you go vote on it. Shall we go through some comments here? Let's go through some comments. I have the ROG Ally X, and I'm very impressed. This is with Istvan Zadori. I think I got that right. Thank you for the comment. I got the ROG Ally X, and I'm very impressed with how well Microsoft managed to make it very console-like experience. I love it so far. Games look amazing and runs amazing on it. Only negative for me is the Xbox button is not in the right position. I often press it instead of the usual left menu button. I do the same thing. Yesterday, I was doing it multiple times in Arc Raiders. you hold down the back button essentially, and that pulls up the map. And I kept hitting the freaking Xbox button, so I was doing the same thing. I feel you on that. Also, the bottom buttons for me is a bit too high. I'm used to it on the Elite controller, so compared that button layout a bit bad, but the quality is better. Also, the cloud gaming now works much better. I agree with everything. My experience has been the same with everything that it's Vanzadori just said. If you're on the fence on the ROG Xbox Ally X, or you're someone that's like, I don't know, that basically summarizes what not only I've been experiencing, but what everybody else has been experiencing as well, it seems to be. BM Artiste said console level simplicity moving between marketplaces will be mandatory for this to work. Amen, brother. If people want to jump over to Steam or GOG and it turns into trying to navigate Windows 11 with a controller, it will fail. Agreed. The worst part of this device, the only bad experiences I have with this device is if I ever have to go to Windows. It just becomes annoying. But the Xbox full screen experience is smooth. It works on a handheld perfectly. I don't need to worry about it at all. And for the most part, I had to go into Windows really when I first got it. That was probably the only time that I had to. After that, basically you stay in that Xbox full screen experience, which is the Xbox experience. Which is fabulous. So, I'd also say, this is BMRD, completing the promise of backwards compatibility would be huge. I'd love to have access to the rest of my Xbox, the Xbox library games that never came over. Agreed. That is something that they're promising. That's just something that they're saying with the new AMD chip they're going to be able to do, that all the original Xbox games, everything that's been backwards compatible up to this point is going to continue to be backwards compatible. You're going to be able to switch between PC and console like never before. So, Delta Veg says, I'm expecting all of these in one mini PC box. I currently have a Lenovo IdeaPad 3 on the AMD Radeon, integrated graphics, blah, blah, blah. The late 2026 to late 2027 Xbox hybrid PC is my number one target for a new PC with a tease of use of console ecosystem layer. Yeah, I think I have a PC. I have PC gamed. I've been more into PC gaming in the past. The downside of PC gaming is the tinkering that you have to do. People don't want that. People want the simplicity. Put it in, fire it up, let it play. And so far with the ROG Xbox Ally X, that's basically what you get. So, again, there's the poll. Let's refresh, see if we got any more votes here. There's the poll. Console level simplicity seems to be number one for the next generation of Xbox, which is huge. Let's go over and take a look at. I'm gonna pull up the video here. We'll keep the volume off for it. This is the video for the hardware, for the Steam machine. Let's fast forward. They stay on this question mark for a little while. First of all, can I say, let's go back. Is this the controller? Let me pause on this controller. I actually really like this controller. I think this controller is really cool. Some people are like, this controller is the worst part. No. I'm not a huge fan of those joysticks in the middle necessarily, but it doesn't look too bad. What I like is how they've integrated the trackpads that they have on that. And everybody that knows with a Steam Deck says the trackpads actually work pretty well. So, including that in your controller, being dedicated to it, not going away from it, the controller doesn't look bad. I think the controller looks pretty cool. I like the look of it. I like how unique it is. You can see there, here's all the items that come in it. Capsace, you got magnetic joysticks and the whole shot. That's the big thing, the joysticks, so that they don't have drift. That's all new controllers are going to have that. But look how good that looks. I think that looks good. I do like this too. See that? There's a magnetic charger on the back. You just click it up. It automatically charges right there on your desk. So that's really cool. Next, the video goes into the Steam machine. Let's see if we can fast forward to the Steam machine. Here it is. There it is. And if you can see, it is a box. Now, I do like the LED on the front here. I think this is good. This is a sample of what we're going to get with the next generation of Xbox as well. I do like the interchangeable faceplates. I think that was a smart move. I love that customization. Super cool. It's as powerful as 6 Steam Decks. Although I'm looking over the statistics, and we're going to have to wait for the verdict on how powerful this thing is. Some people are saying that the ROG Ally X has comparable or better stats so far. So that's interesting. And if you notice, really what they're showing off here is For instance, they showed a Stardew Valley game right there. So going to be really interesting to see how this performs. But I like it. I like the box. I like the LED light on the front. I think that's absolutely smooth. They say it is a 4K capable mini PC console running SteamOS. Now, this is where the proof is going to be in the pudding. Most gaming PCs are not running on a 4K monitor. Most gaming PCs are running on a 1440p monitor. That's a big difference. That's where consoles have actually had the PC Master Race crowd has hammered the consoles for not being able to compete with PCs. Well, PCs aren't putting out a resolution at 4K. All of the consoles are built to do that. So that's why you get lower frame rates compared to a PC. It's going to be interesting to see what it can do next generation. And then last but not least, you've got the Steam Frame VR that they're showing off here. This is the new wireless VR headset for both local and streaming play. Valve's new tagline here is play wherever and however you want. Where does that sound familiar, everybody? Does that sound familiar? Play wherever and however you want. Sounds pretty familiar, right? That's the Xbox. That is the Xbox tag. That is what Phil Spencer has been saying for years and has been mocked for it. And we're going to go over some of the tweets that mock it actually in just a minute. I think this is a fantastic announcement. I like that they keep the VR headset optional. I don't care about a VR headset right now. So for me, that wouldn't be the Steam the Steam machine itself is what I would primarily be interested in, and I'm sure most people will be. But the VR is cool. Like, if the VR works well, I think pushing that technology forward is cool. Good for Steam for doing that. Again, I think this is exactly what Xbox has been building toward for years. Open platforms, cloud, cross-device gaming. And Valve has just joined that movement. The real story, in my opinion, is not Valve competing with Xbox. I don't actually think that's necessarily the case at this point. I think eventually, especially if they're able to both take segments of the market and the market share here, they become direct competitors. I think what it is validation. Honestly, I think this is huge validation that Xbox has been thinking about this in the correct way. They're not the only ones thinking about this. I think you've got Amazon thinking about it. I think you've got Google thinking about it. I think you've got... and now you've got Valve, doing it here. Valve is doing a console PC. The simplicity of a console with the options and freedoms of a PC. Now, what's ironic here is the people who are like, oh, this is a terrible idea for Xbox. This is not going to work. They are all praising Valve. This is exactly this is awesome. They're pushing the genre forward. Okay, I mean, I think that's just bias there, to be perfectly honest. I do think what Valve did right here, though, their messaging was simple and it was direct, and that's correct. I do think Xbox has not done themselves any favors and has muddied the water a little bit, and they've not been pushing their own positive vision forward until now. Phil Spencer was over and actually responded to this, but that's Valve. I think it's cool. Let me ask you guys this. Does Valve's new lineup make you more interested in open platform gaming, or do you still prefer the closed traditional hardware? What do you guys think? For me, like I said, I've been all about this. I've agreed with the Xbox strategy. I can see it going forward. That's why I've been so, not defensive. So I'm behind this. I think this is the correct move from Xbox. I think Valve just validated that indeed is the correct strategy. Let's see. Chat. Dude says, we all knew this was coming. I don't get how Microsoft has been so slow to come to market with their PC products. I mean, in fairness, their first party products, yes. But also, that's why they went with this. And I think this was the correct move. This gets out in the market right away. It illustrates their vision for them, the ROG Xbox Ally X. And I mean, it does the talking for them. And people really, since it's been out, we've seen a lot less pushback on the future of Xbox, what Xbox is saying about going forward there. Arcalo says, I'm not a fan of my trackpads on the Steam Deck because they're super sensitive. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I would imagine they're probably hit or miss, and they're only usable in some games. A PC gamer YouTuber by the name of Alex, maybe you know him, claims we are no longer in the console wars, but the platforms wars. Do you agree with this notion? Renee Luna, I do agree with this notion. And if it's Ono, it's Alex. That guy actually, he did a response video when I criticized everybody for saying Xbox is dead with Game Pass when it raised to $30, and he completely disagreed with me. He actually would be an example of someone who has been uber critical of the moves that Xbox is making here and saying Xbox is dead, and now is saying, oh wait, we're in the platform wars. And then he reviewed the ROG Xbox Ally X and was like, this thing is the greatest thing ever. It's fantastic. It's great. Well, bro, you just said it. You just said Xbox was dead. What are you talking about? So, in fairness, he was talking about the game price increase for Game Pass. I still say Game Pass is the best value in gaming, bar none. And surprise, 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 everybody. It is not dead. It is alive. It is alive. It's not dead yet. It's not dead yet. So there's that. Let's take a look at some tweets. First, we'll start with mine because that's my show. Because it's my show. I'm gonna start with mine. This is what I said. The walls are finally coming down. Valve's new Steam machine just confirmed what Xbox has been saying for years. The future is not hardware. This answers your question, Renee Luna. The future isn't hardware. It's ecosystems. Adapt or become the next Blockbuster. I sincerely believe that. It's why when looking forward, as you build this up going forward and build this out and combine it with Xbox Cloud, combine it with Game Pass and subscription gaming, if you're not moving this direction, you're going to get caught flat-footed, and I think you're going to get caught behind the 8 ball. It's why I cannot believe, personally, that PlayStation is not making a similar move. The idea that PlayStation is staying in the traditional exclusive walled garden console bracket, I don't think is a reality. We just don't know enough yet. Everybody swears. All the PlayStation guys swear this is happening. I don't think that's the case. Genuinely, I don't think they can. It's too enticing. If the gaming landscape becomes, hey, I could go get my Steam machine, play any game over there, Xbox games, PlayStation games, it doesn't matter. I can go get my Xbox, I can play anything over there, Steam games, PlayStation games, Xbox games, it doesn't matter. And then you're PlayStation and you're saying, nope, you can only play our games, only console games, only on this device. That's a very hard sale, unless you're the best device of all time. Like, I don't know how you make that sell. I think they're going to make the same move. I think it's inevitable at this point. There's my take on that. Go follow me on Twitter, everybody. That's what I'd say. The walls are finally coming down. It's about ecosystems. Xbox has been saying it for years. You do have Phil Spencer. Now, here's what I'm talking about. Phil Spencer, this is exactly how you do it. I was very critical on the Game Pass thing. Phil Spencer, they were over on Blue Sky. The leadership were not tweeting. They were not on X tweeting or posting. They would only retweet stuff. And in that absence, that's where we got all the drama because they weren't putting forward their own positive vision. So what does Phil Spencer do today? This is the strategy. This is how you prevent the crazies from going out of control and creating crazy talking points that are not based in reality, emotional, and then that feeds on itself. And that's what happened with the Game Pass story because they weren't putting forward their positive vision. Phil Spencer put forward his positive vision here. And look what he says. Gaming moves forward. He retweets the Valve announcement. And he says, gaming moves forward when players and developers have more ways to play and create, especially across open platforms. Expanding access across PC, console, and handheld devices reflects a future built on choice, core values that have guided Xbox visions from the start. As one of the largest publishers on Steam, we welcome new options for players to access games everywhere. Congrats on today's announcement. Now you might say to yourself, well, what does this do? How does this prevent? How does this prevent? What it does is anybody that wants to say, oh, and there are people out there, they're trying to do it still. What it does is anybody that wants to say, oh, Xbox is terrified. This is going to crush Xbox. They're terrified. Phil Spencer putting out this positive vision and saying, no, congratulations, Steam. We agree with this. We're the largest publisher on Steam. We welcome this change. Undermines all those arguments completely. And anybody that posts that, it's easy to counter and say, well, Phil Spencer said this. What do you say to that? And they have to address it at least. And it prevents an anchor that everybody has to address, an anchor in the room that everyone has to address. And it's your positive vision for Xbox going forward. And this is what they've been missing. You don't have to reply to people. Everybody thought that I meant like they have to punch back. No, you don't have to get in reply wars. You just have to say what your vision is over time repeatedly. That's it. And this is exactly the right way forward. And I think this is the right. I feel the same way. I'm like, yes, all right. Gaming is headed in the right direction. I am so excited about this announcement. And I think it actually validates that Xbox's strategy has been correct. I know for me, it's personal validation. Like, oh, what I've been seeing here, why I agree with this. This is correct. Other companies are seeing this too. Oh, I'm a genius. I'm a genius. Then we've got this take from Destin Legary, and I like Destin Legary. I actually think Destin Legary is probably out of all of the traditional gaming journalists that have been out there, he has been the most grounded and has not he did a few times buy into a little emotion at first, but recently he's been really solid and has said, guys, take a step back, take a breath. What are you doing? You're acting crazy. So really respect him a lot and his work. He said Steam just beat Xbox to market. Valve is gunning for Windows big time. That may be the case. I don't know if that's the case. I disagree with the premise that they beat them to market. I think Xbox has already been in the market. This has already been something that Xbox has been pushing, and I'll give you a prime example. Xbox is on the Amazon Fire TV. Xbox is on Samsung. Xbox is on LG, the Xbox app, the Game Pass app. Xbox is on the ROG Xbox Ally X. Xbox is on streaming from the internet, from the web, directly via Xbox Cloud. So I get what he's saying technically, but remember, Xbox is already out there. What he means to say is this beat Xbox's next generation. Well, the next generation, again, even when you're looking at the specs here, everyone seems to be on like this. The specs are not huge. This isn't gonna, you're not winning any races with the specs that are here. So we'll see what the next generation of Xbox is. And this is why I think Xbox is going for a premium experience, which is going to be really interesting. I do think this argument does miss the point. I don't even think they're playing the same game, to be perfectly honest. Xbox really isn't interested. It's why Phil Spencer said that, hey, an open ecosystem helps us. Like, we're for an open ecosystem because Xbox isn't competing in hardware anymore. They're selling access. They're not selling consoles. That's been apparent. And that's been the critique of so many of the social media bros that can't handle the change. Game Pass, Xbox Cloud, which is fantastic now, by the way, and handheld partnerships like the ROG Xbox Ally X, they're already live. They're in the same ecosystem that Valve is now promoting. Guess what you can do on the Valve machine? You can play your Game Pass games. It's an open machine. Every open platform strengthens Xbox model. And I think that's what's being missed here in this premise. Now, the difference here, and where I do think Xbox has an advantage, is Valve doesn't have the Xbox ecosystem that Xbox has built. There's no subscription service like Game Pass. There's no cloud infrastructure yet. I believe those things are probably coming. There's no cross-save ecosystem or unified identity. Steam sells you games. Xbox sells you access. You see the difference there? Those are like two very different differences, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. In my opinion, I don't think this is an instance of rivalry at this point. Again, I think this is validation. I think it's validation that Xbox has been thinking about this correct. I think Valve joining the Play Anywhere vision confirms that Xbox and Phil Spencer and the team have been correct all along. I don't think the loser here is Xbox. I think the loser is the old console war mindset. And you can see people desperately trying to hang on to it for clout. If that goes away, a lot of articles don't get written. A lot of clickbait doesn't get clicked on if the old console mindset goes away, where I'm a part of this tribe and F you, you're in the other tribe. You're in the blue tribe. Or you're in the Master Race tribe, the PC Master Race tribe, or you're on the green tribe. I don't like you, which means I can't make content on it, right? So I think a lot of people are in that old console mindset. And I think that old console mindset is what is losing. And in fact, Dreamcast guy already has a video about this destroys Xbox. That's that old console mindset. Like, bro, you're becoming irrelevant. Now, if you're right, then congratulations. You'll be right, and maybe you're not so irrelevant, but I think that mindset is becoming irrelevant. I really do. What do you guys think? Agree with me? Disagree with me? Let me know. Again, I got a video dropping tomorrow that's really going more in depth on these things and this idea of validation, and that I think this is good overall and validates the idea. Let's go to our next post here, which well, let's take some comments here. Let's take some comments before we go to the next post, because the next post, it comes from PC Gamer. And guys, I'm just going to warn you, buckle up for stupidity, because wow. Arcalo says, Game Pass filtered a lot of people who didn't have disposable income for subscription services. I'm talking about me. I've paid for the sub since it came out. $30 a month is now too much for me. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, the price point is going to be different for everybody. My argument is that is the best game. That is the best deal in gaming. Where you get access. I got Ninja Gaiden 4 that I'm playing. I've got both Octopath Travelers downloaded. I've got Forza Motorsport downloaded. Forza Horizon 5 downloaded. That's $150 right there for those. So what it enables me to do is, since I'm only spending $30 a month, when a game pops up that I really want to get, like Arc Raiders or Battlefield 6, I've got that extra disposable income because I'm not buying all these other games. I'm able to play all these other games in the meantime and experience them. In Expedition 33, for instance, a Keeper that I just beat, which is fantastic. Double Fine's the Keeper. And I didn't have to pay extra for those. That came in, the $30 is cheaper than both of those games if I were to pay for them. So when a game does pop up that I do want to buy, I'm able to purchase that. Or if an expansion or a DLC comes out on a game on Game Pass that I am really into, I'm able to purchase that, no problem. And I think that's why Game Pass in the long run is going to win out and is the best. I think it remains the best deal in gaming. Now, that doesn't mean that is correct for everyone. That may not be correct for everyone, but I think it's inarguable that it's the best deal in gaming. So, yeah. Anyways, Renee Luna says, yeah, that Alex, I saw his criticism of you and the switch up. Funny guy. Y'all should collab if possible. Can't stand Dreamcast guy. Shake my head. I mean, Dreamcast guy, I'm sure is a nice guy as well. I don't know. I just, I think people are in that console war mindset, and that mindset is what's dying. And I think it's breaking people's minds, oddly enough. Brother Grimm's Tale says the new Steam console PC has the power between the Series S and the PS5. Coming up 4 years old. The new Steam coming out 2026 is out of date before it's released. I'm seeing a lot of people say that the hardware is a little bit dated here. It's not a Series X and it's not a Series S. It's right there in the middle. I'm seeing people say that the ROG Xbox Ally X seems to be able to compete, if not beat, the hardware that's out there for it. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all breaks down. Again, I think this may be why Xbox is going for that premium experience, because if you can run games, if you can go balls to the wall on a new console that drops that can do the same thing but does it much, much better, that's a huge talking point. That's a huge talking point. Absolutely. All right, let's go to our next tweet reaction here and guys, buckle up. Prepare. If there are children in the room, you might want to have them leave. Not because of profanity or anything like that. You just don't want to expose your children to this kind of stupidity. Like that's just it. And that is the tweet from PC Gamer. Some people ask, why do you screenshot this? Because this is an image. Because I don't want people clicking to get. First of all, pictures perform better on Twitter. Fun fact. Second of all, I don't want people clicking. They're purposely trying to clickbait us. I just want to point out their clickbait. I don't want to give them more clicks. So when you retweet them, you're giving them more clicks. No, I'm just going to screenshot it, and then I'll criticize them from afar, all while being boosted because it's a picture as well. Check this out. This is from PC Gamer. Should we full screen this? Here we go. Valve. Shall I do, is it time? Is it time for Rantington? For Clive Rantington? Ladies and gentlemen, I believe it's time. I believe it's time for Clive Rantington to come in. Yes, I agree with this article from PC Gamer. Here's what they said. Valve just quietly redefined what PC gaming can be. All while being an increasingly delusional all while being, I can't read. These glasses, I can't read. Let me redo that. Valve just quietly redefined what PC gaming can be, all while an increasingly delusional Microsoft desperately tries to tell everyone their PC is an Xbox now. Losers. All right, thank you, Clive. Clive's clearly a PC. He's a PC gamer reader. He's clearly. Can you believe this? Like, this is absolutely out of control. So Valve does the exact same thing as Xbox. PC gamers take. Valve is redefining what PC gaming is. Microsoft is delusional, trying to tell everyone that their PC is an Xbox now. They're crazy. They're doing the same thing. One is good, one is bad. That is so foolish. Here's what I tweeted out. Here, I said it's wild watching this logic in real time. They praise Valve. They mock Microsoft. Pretend they're doing opposite things. They're not. Trigger the tribes. Harvest the comments. They think it's clever, but this kind of dishonest framing is exactly why they're losing relevance. And I think that's what all media is doing. It's built for clickbait. It's not journalism. It's manipulation. How can we get clicks? I mean, it's a false premise overall. The false premise is that Valve and Xbox are opposed here in what they're doing. No, they're doing the same thing. They're aligned. Both companies are pushing an open ecosystems. Both companies are pushing cross-play. They're pushing access over exclusivity. Valve and Microsoft are building different roads. Like, they're not doing the exact same thing. They're doing it a little bit different, but it's going in the same direction. It's the same destination. That's open ecosystems, cross-play, and access over exclusivity. Pretending they're rivals is a lie meant to drive clicks. That's all this is. That's all that most traditional gaming journalism is here in 2025. It's foolish. It's just meant for clicks. It's why I'm not giving them their clicks. Clive Raddington. Clive loves this stuff, though. Clive loves the elitism of it. That's what this is. It's an elitist. Like, oh, Microsoft. It's so foolish. It's just manufactured outrage. Like, I can't. It's textbook. How can we get clicks? That's all it is. Overall, I think this is why I've talked about it before. Gaming media's credibility is collapsing in real time. A lot of these traditional industries across sports, politics, across culture, we're talking like music magazines to gaming, things like gaming. They're all experiencing a disruption because opinions have become democratized with the internet. And we can all see what you're doing in real time. And what you're doing is crap like this. Like, you're not covering reality. You're manufacturing narrative so that you can get clicks, so that you can stay in power as a gatekeeper and an opinion maker. Like, that's just Valve and Xbox aren't at war. This aligns, actually. Their vision aligns here. So really, really, really interesting. Clive should start his own show. Should he, Clive? Should we make a Clive segment? Should we have a dedicated Clive segment? I think Clive would like that. Clive is very opinionated. Clive is very elitist. He would have some crazy takes. Some crazy elitist takes that would probably offend a lot of people. But we could do it. We could have him on. It would make a really interesting back and forth. So, all right, maybe we'll do that. We'll create the Clive Rantington. His name is Clive Rantington because he rants, Mr. Rantington. Also, I believe it's Clive Rantington the Third. How elitist is that? The Third. It always makes me laugh when you got like the most okay, it makes sense if you're like come from royalty, but it makes me laugh always when it's like Bo Smith the Fourth. Like, bro, the Fourth. Like, what are you, a duke? Like, bro, your name is Bo. Like, there's no fourth after your name. Like, if you're the fourth Bo in line, you're still Bo. Like, yeah. Philaroni's here in the house. Philaroni, welcome, my friend. How was hunting? Clive just redefined podcasting. Agreed. Well, you did miss a rant from Clive Rannington. You definitely missed a rant from Clive Rannington for sure. Guys, shall we do some promotion here? Thank you very much for being here, everybody. Love hanging out with you guys. If you haven't yet, consider becoming a member. It very much supports the show. You can see Phil Aroni, Renee Luna there in chat. If you become a member, hit the join button below. If you're on your iPhone, that's a new feature. You can now join. We've got members only shows that pop up. We've got after the show, which we're actually going to get started here very, very soon. In 5 minutes, in fact, we're going to switch over to members only. It's an after show where we just hang out. We shoot the breeze. Maybe Clive makes an appearance. Maybe the members only show is only with Clive Rannington. That would be a very obnoxious members only show. An extremely obnoxious members only show. Anyways, hit the join button. You get emotes. In fact, let me sample some emotes there for you. Right there. There's our emotes so far that you get access to. You get the loyalty badge, the sexy X that's right there next to you. Also, and if you're into mental health and you're a gamer and you're always online and you want to share the journey of trying to improve yourself, subscribe to my newsletter, The Reset GG. The Reset GG. With it, you'll get the Reset Toolkit. It's a free one-page guide that I built with a licensed therapist, i.e. my wife. That's right, everybody. I sleep with my therapist. Anyways, it's a reset toolkit. It's for gamers and creators who you feel stuck or you're burnt out or you just need some help. These are tools that I use, this worksheet I use to help get myself unstuck. So you'll also get the Reset newsletter with this where we go and share real tools that I'm using every day to stay mentally sharp. I share my own journey, things that I'm experiencing and going through. Again, theresetgg.com, theresetgg.com. Go and check it out. To summarize today's show, Xbox wasn't wrong. Xbox isn't wrong. The strategy has been correct. Does anyone disagree with me in chat on that, by the way? Anyone? Let me know. I think the Steam hardware announcement validates what Xbox has been doing. It validates. Now, some of you may say, I could see some people in comments like, this is just confirmation bias, dude. Like, you're just looking at everything through this lens. Maybe, but is it not the exact same strategy that Xbox has been taking? Is it not what we discussed last week in the last 3 videos that I've done about the next generation of Xbox that is coming? And the videos that we did last week where we talked about Xbox is going to this console that also has the ability to do PC options. Simplified PC console, basically. You get the simplicity of a console with the freedom of a PC. And if that is true, and empirically, it appears to be true because you can go back and look. We've been talking about it for a while now. And Valve just went that way in that direction. I think it's validation. Open ecosystems are the future, or open platforms are the future. The future is ecosystems. It's not console wars. It's ecosystems. So you're not wrong. Thank you, Brothers Grim Tales. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. Valve's new direction proves this, in my opinion. I like what Valve is doing. I think it's very interesting. I really like that controller. I don't know why I like that controller. So I don't like so much where the joysticks is. There's something about those touchpads being on there that gets my goat going. I don't know why. I think what we went over with the media today, the media can spin, twist, and reframe this all they want. But I think the truth is obvious. I mean, look how easily we just smacked down on PC gamers' biased take. It's clearer than ever. And I think the ROG Xbox Ally X launching has helped with that. It has helped show. And also, I think Phil Spencer finally not responding, but putting out his own positive vision for Xbox for the future is good for Xbox and is good for Xbox going forward. They've been missing that. They've been missing that anchor of ideas. And they've been letting everybody else call the shots for them. And everybody else is crazy. Like, that's just, if you let people do it, there are crazy people out there that say crazy stuff and make up their own theories that are not based in any kind of reality. So Phil Spencer putting forth his own positive vision here and congratulating Valve on this, I think, is absolutely huge and a good thing. I think Xbox is leading the way. I'm again, just like I think Valve is headed in the right direction. The same direction Xbox is heading in, and I think it's correct. I think it's the right strategy from the future. The technology is in the right place. The opportunity is this is the right time. And it feels having an ROG Xbox Ally X opening up that freedom where you're not limited, where it's not so limiting of what you can consume and play, being able to game where you want, when you want, how you want, is freeing. And I just don't see how you put that genie back in the bottle. I really don't. I think you're going to see PlayStation. I genuinely fail to see how PlayStation does not move in that direction as well. I think they're going to be forced to. It's too limiting. That's going to do us for today. Don't go anywhere. If you're a member, the member show starts here in 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 5 seconds, and we'll just go straight into the member show. Again, thank you guys for being here. Have a great rest of your night. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, 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 bye.